Rated E for everyone.
All around the world, farmers know farming is an art. Like life, we know it can be hard. And it can be surprising, too. But sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time. A wise man once said that the best lessons are learned under the wide open sky. I think the same thing can be said about our art. Yeah, it can be messy, but it's always beautiful. So beautiful it can help you see yourself and the world in all new ways. In the art of farming, the soil is the canvas, the seeds are the paint, and the harvest is the masterpiece.
Hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. Is it missing something? You're too cute to eat. Maybe some fresh spinach for a change?
All right, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Farming Simulator 25 is now announced. Awesome. Awesome. I've been waiting for this for a long time. It looks great from what we've seen so far. There's not a lot of info, but we'll get more probably next week after FarmCon. I just want to give you my thoughts on what I saw and what I'm thinking about this new and improved Farming Simulator. So let's start with the launch date and launch info. November 12th, pretty much standard for Giant Software, and to launch in November and announce on a Tuesday. So they're following the suit. I mean, basically, it's the 25th of June for Farming Simulator 25. So anyways, one thing I did notice, though, is that PS5 or Xbox, I think it's only on current consoles, so I think the legacy consoles, the PS4s and the older Xboxes are gone from support, which is probably sad for a few of you, but unfortunately that's the way things go, right? So trying to pony up some money, guys. All right, so it's coming in two flavors. It's coming in standard DVD and digital format, and if you pre-order, you get the MacDon pack. We'll talk about that in a minute. So it's coming out in two different formats. The standard format, which is, you can buy it, this is the boxed versions, I guess. It includes a DVD and digital download. Also includes if you pre-order, I think you get the MacDon pack, and I think if you buy it off the shelf, you get it as well. So I don't know when the actual boxes will be available, but we'll see. Collector's edition has a bunch of goodies, a couple of cool things in it, and we'll get into that in a second. All right, here's the collector's edition. There's some interesting stuff in here. There's some, kind of standard stuff. This is the box version. I don't think you can get a collector's digitally, but it includes some really cool stuff. Besides obviously the game and the MacDon pack, Includes a USB ignition lock that interfaces with the game. So you can, for those people that are using full setups with steering wheels and controllers and whatnot, now you have a key to turn, which is awesome instead of pressing a button. One thing that I found really cool, though, it's got a 16-bit retro edition and soundtrack CD by Chris Hulsbeck. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I don't know what this is. I don't know if that's an old version of Farming Simulator or it's just one that they, fun little thing to play with that really isn't that deep. I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Comes with a keychain, 3 posters, one of which looks like a crop calendar. I don't know what else is on the other 2, I guess. It says 3X A2 posters. There's some modding tutorials that come on what looks like DVD. A bunch of brand stickers, including my favorite Manitou. There's also a New Holland CR11 Gold Edition, and when I first saw it, I thought, "Oh my goodness, are they actually putting in a model in the box?" But no, it's it appears that it's a in-game version, and I don't know. I'm going to assume it's only for FS25. You don't necessarily get that ahead of time, so you probably get some kind of unlock key or something. So yeah. Projected season 1 pass. The packs are kind of vague. Doesn't show much, but it kind of looks like we've got some innovative machinery. We've got for the first quarter. It's by quarters. They do this. They've been doing this for a couple of years now, except for this year. There's been no seasons back for this year. Performance on plains and prairies. The stars align. I don't know. Those are they're puzzles. They're, try to guess what those are. There is a map coming with the expansion, which will be in the fourth quarter, as it usually is. And it looks like some kind of UK-ish style map on a beautiful lake. So I'm not sure. Obviously, it's probably not finished right now anyway. They're probably still working on it, but aside from that, I think probably the most interesting part of this new version is the implementation of Asian farming, which is something we haven't seen much of in the mod community. We've seen a lot of Euro, North American, some South American, Australian. We've seen Central Europe. Asia is kind of Southeast Asia is an area that we really haven't seen much there. As a matter of fact, I don't remember seeing any map there. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think that's going to be really cool. In where I am in North America, we traditionally think of farming as, wheat and cows and whatnot. But in all parts of the world, there's definitely some different flavors. And this just adds to the wide breadth of Farming Simulator franchise, giving us a taste of farming in other areas of the world, which I think is fantastic. Looking forward to that. It looks like they're predicting there's going to be 3 starter maps that come with the game, one in North America, one in Central Europe, and one in Asia. So that'll be interesting to see. I like that they've kind of spread stuff around, and if you think back to the previous discussion regarding the season 1 pass, the new map with the expansion is in kind of a UK style map, so it kind of covers the world a little bit. So yeah, not too bad at all. Got some screenshots to talk about, and I kind of put them in order of how I see them, how what I'm seeing in there. I'm probably missing things, but I think the visuals are going to be awesome. I love the clouds, the rock textures, and I don't know if those are kind of paintable textures, but I think it looks great. The mist is the obvious one that pops out at you right away. That's really that's really fantastic. I don't know if it'll be animated in the game, meaning, you know, you see the mist moving, but we'll see. The trees are much more detailed. You know, those trees I hate cutting down because they're hard to limb? Yeah, those guys. They look awesome, though. So one more reason not to cut them down, I guess. The water looks really still in this picture, so I'm not sure if, you know, what it means. But we'll see. Probably one of the most iconic pictures in this launch, I guess, with this version is this one here that shows the paddy fields, rice fields, and certain equipment. And, you know, I didn't mention it earlier, but I kind of really starting to like that little story of dad and daughter farmers. And I think they should keep that going. I don't know, it adds a nice flavor to the franchise. So couple of generations handing down knowledge and doing teamwork and stuff. I think that's great. This popped out at me. It was part of the video. I just did a screen grab from a pause, but it looks like we're getting irrigation. And although this looks like it's for rice fields, I'm wondering what this means for the rest of the game. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens here. A lot of people have been asking for this as one of the key features they would like to see in a new farming simulator, and here it is. Of course, we're going to be getting new equipment, support for new crops. That's obvious. And will there be GPS? I'm looking at that vehicle, and it looks like it's got a GPS receiver there. So yeah, interesting. Oxen, will they work? Will they be working oxen? Will they help us? And the biggest question really is, are we getting new hats? Because, you know, I would love a new hat. It looks fantastic. I want one. That's the big question, and that's probably worth the price of purchase by itself. Looks like, you know, obviously we're getting traditional equipment. The detail level looks a little bit nicer. It's hard to tell from this picture, to be honest. Vent brands. I don't recognize that brand of seed drill, so that's interesting. I'm not sure what to make of the textures, the ground textures. They don't look dramatically different, but they do a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. This is part of the pre-order bonus in MacDon. It's a swather, but there's no really information as to whether it's going to be only a swather, and whether it's going to be available in pre-order. I think it's available in FS22. Is it going to be in there in FS25? I'm guessing yes. I'm not sure, but can never have too many swathers. I think this one looks a little smaller than the Massey Ferguson one that's in game. I think it's a mod though. But anyways, this looks like perhaps a more budget-friendly version. Then we've got, I'm looking at this picture of this harvester. I see some fine detail on the header. This header actually looks really wide, but looks really good. The crop textures look like they're improved. It's supposed to be a new engine, a new graphic engine. There's certain things that look similar, and there's other things that look more rich. And if you look right at the wheat, you can see that it's a little bit more detailed than what's in FS22. All right, let's talk about the stuff I want to talk about the most. Missing info, and it's missing from this launch. It doesn't mean it's missing from FS25. We just haven't gotten the info yet on any of this. Quality of life and UI enhancements. For me, you know, I've mentioned many times, mod management is a huge one, and I would love to see some further developments on that. I'm really hoping they've done some work there. And then there's some other things, you know, just simple things where buttons are, and, you know, how easy it is to buy stuff, you know, buying cattle, for example, instead of limiting it to 60, letting you pick many you want to buy or sell or whatever. Just small things. One of the huge demands is a lot more base game older equipment. And a lot of people want this. This launch video does not show any sign of that. So I'm a little concerned about that. Hopefully we'll find out more. If not, modders, please get to work on the older equipment first. That would be fantastic. Other roleplay elements, I don't know. This is kind of more like the decoration stuff and all that. And there's really not a lot of info about that stuff. GPS, we saw the receiver on the rice transplanter. Is that a thing? And they didn't talk at all about AI changes, which we all hope would be there. So after that, there's a lot of stuff coming. What am I doing with the channel? So just this, here we go. We're talking about Krustoo gaming now, and what FS25, how it's going to impact it. So we're going to start 2 full new series starting in July. One of which I'm working on with Rusty Money Gaming. We've narrowed things down, and we'll probably get started on that pretty soon. And then a whole other one that's going to be not a collab based kind of thing. It's going to be Krustoo only, I guess. I mean, anybody can join in, but you know what I mean. It's not a challenge or anything like that. Comlands is ending in July. I know a lot of you love that series, and the views are going down. They usually do on series when we get down to episode 50 or something. I think is where we're at. So it's going to be ending in July, not because I'm bored of it, but mainly you'll see in the upcoming week or two what's happening that's going to make it logical to end in July, and I'm excited about that. So Mesoweekanizina, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Ongoing for now, no end in sight. Obviously the end is kind of determined by reaching all the goals for the series, so we're nowhere near that, so that'll be going for a while. When FS25 drops in November, my hope is that we will be able to wrap up everything from FS22 and just move on. I ambitiously want to start, if there are 3 maps, I want to start 3 series. I know that's kind of hard to start all at once. I'm not sure. There may be a little bit of a gap, I guess. We'll see. And hopefully there's not too many bugs. I mean, there's going to be no mods, right? So I guess what I want to do is get the 3 base maps out of the way for when the modded maps start coming out. Typically my series lasts 3 to 4 months. Some last longer than that. Calmlands has been going for quite a while. So I expect we'll probably, if I'm going from the FS22 launch, I think we started seeing significant new maps in, it launched in November. By January, sometime in January, they started popping up. The good stuff started popping out. So I hope to be, able to have the agility to move. But it's a long ways away. We'll see. I think ultimately I may not start all 3 maps. I may start 2. We'll see. We'll see what the maps look like. Sometimes they're not great. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this. Just kind of my thoughts, my initial thoughts. I think I'm going to try to do one of these videos every time there's a new bunch of info coming out from Giants on this, and I hope you're going to join me for a whole new world of Farming Simulator when it goes. You know what you need to do. If that's the case, subscribe, and you keep in touch with the channel and see where we're going. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.